Hergy Mayala with
Bethel Thompson and Mayala give this Edmonton offense.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown and analysis. We're going to continue on with what I'm calling our Canadian Football League Pass Offense School. So if you want to learn more about the pass offense, how it's designed and everything, this is a good spot for you. Last week we did a middle open beater, a middle of the field open play that I would call X-middle or middles, and showed a bunch of clips, so you can go back and watch that one. This week I thought a man beater would be good. We've done a zone beater last week. Let's do a man beater. And basically I was watching film last year and I just, add stuff into different cut-ups. So now I've got a bunch of the same teams running the same concept to teach you. So what today's concept is what I would call a rub play. It's a high-low corner read, or a lot of people in the U.S. call it a smash read. And it has answers for everything, but I think people like calling it versus man coverage. But it's an intricate concept. So versus press man, you run it a certain way. Versus off man with teams that are switching or banjoing, there's a certain way of running it. If it's cover three, there's a certain way of running it. And if it's the corner's a low player and the halfback's a high player, that's a different way of running it. So there's a lot of in-depth stuff. So I'm going to explain kind of the general rules for it, the quarterback reads, and then we got clips of all the teams in the CFL running it last year, about 9 clips to get you started on understanding high-low corner reads and CFL pass offenses. Before I go, please subscribe to the page, turn notifications on. That helps support us. Helps get people recognizing and seeing that we have stuff that's great for CFL content out there. So I would appreciate if you do that. Okay, let's open our CFL pass game playbook on high-low corner reads or razor rub plays. Okay, let's talk razor. Okay, I call it R because there's a rub component to it. These are what are called high-low corner reads, or in the U.S. they're called smash reads, where you have a corner route and somebody underneath the corner route. Let's go with the quarterback read. No matter how you play this, what you try to do, the simplest thing for your quarterback is to read the outside player. What does the outside player do? The outside player of those two routes will declare a lot of where the ball should go. All right. Now, I'm going to draw this up versus multiple coverages. Let's start with press man. So in press man, as the X runs down the line of scrimmage or that receiver, the corner goes with him and he's going to stay covering no matter what. Now the outside receiver, he's going to get 3 yards from the inside slot. When the ball's snapped, he's going to angle at the halfback and he's going to stop right in front of him. He's no longer going to just run through and run a corner out. You teach him, stop your feet and just sit here. Force the corner to still cover you and force the halfback to go over the top. Once that rub is established or he breaks under or over, then you continue on the corner route. But if it's press man and we can pick, we want to go ahead and set that pick and force him over the top. The inside receiver in press man you'd like to ask him to take one quick step inside just to turn the head and shoulders of the halfback, and then when he turns, he doesn't see the rub happen, and we outflank the defense. Now, the depth of this outflank versus man might be 3 yards. We would tell the quarterback on razor, because we get our receivers close together, we may outflank the defense. So even though this is a 3-step drop play, they understand in razor, I might change my drop from a 3-step and gun to what I call a punch plant, where the ball's coming out right now. You're just going to get your back hip and back foot aligned to the target and throw the outflank if we pick him. So he can see that usually by the coverage before the ball snapped. Okay, press man coverage. You don't get the rub. So you go up here. He fights through it. He didn't do a very good job on the rub. So as he goes out in the flat, the halfback's sitting right there. So as the quarterback sees the corner going inside, he's punch plant thinking he's going to throw the outflank. He sees the halfback break through it. He is now going to try to redirect and throw a corner out up top. Okay? Let's go to the next scenario of man coverage, which is called banjo man coverage, where these two guys don't want to get picked and they're going to switch. They're going to switch based on, as the receivers get close to each other, they're going to switch responsibilities. I have a talk about banjo man coverage if you want to watch it earlier last year. Okay, let's go to this side of the field. If it's a banjo situation, these players are going to be off. Corner's going to be a little bit outside. Halfback's going to be a little inside. They're going to be 6 yards off. And they're going to be talking, especially as they get closer. So when it's a banjo situation, the outside receiver, same 3 yards away, angles at the halfback and, forces him to go over the top and then goes on the corner route. Now, he's not going to hang on this player as much. He's just going to run at him. And if he attacks him, if the halfback takes him, he's just going to go ahead and run the corner route. And the inside receiver is going to angle at the inside shoulder of the halfback, and then he's going to break out at 6 yards. So there's two important points. Is the inside receiver wants to stay closest to the inside shoulder of the halfback because we want this halfback unsure who he's covering. The corner, who is our quarterback's read, in man coverage, or banjo man coverage, he's going to follow inside. And then when the ball is snapped, he should switch, and he should be waiting for the corner route. Now, that's the quarterback's read. If he stayed high on the corner route, you throw this out flank. Very simple. If immediately he drops down and covers this outflanking route, which is he's the widest DB, that's the widest route. Well, now he stayed low. I'm going to throw the corner route. And why that's so advantage for the offense is understand this. Why teams do this with cut splits, forcing them to recognize and switch, is because now he's inside leverage on an outside breaking route. So if a team wants to banjo this, he drops down and takes this. Well, he can't play the corner route. Now he's inside position on the corner. That's what happens. Sometimes teams will do this. They're just unsure and they both get depth. When they both get depth, that gives you the 6 yard throw all day. And again, the quarterback reads the outside player. If the corner stays high, throw the out flank. The only other two things I would say is zone coverage. True cover 3, let's do. He's in the deep third. He comes up. He's going to pick him, go up there. He's going to go here, and then he's going to break out. So if the corner's in the deep third, we should be thinking about this one. If the halfback expanded, hopefully the quarterback has somebody else there in his line of vision. And one more coverage would be this. If the halfback was high and the corner was low, same scenario. He comes up. He's going to run here. He's going to go up. Some teams will teach this player to sit and not run out there because that's the biggest space in the defense. So a lot of different things to read in this razor concept. Let's take a look at multiple teams in the CFL running it last season. Some teams don't bring the motion down. Some teams do, but we'll go take a look at other teams running it. Okay, let's talk about razor. Up at the top of the screen, we'll see the Edmonton Elks running it last season. So we get a little motion down right here. And when the ball snapped, watch him. He's angling in towards this inside receiver, and then he's going to go on the corner route. This receiver is going to go up and then out. Read the corner. What's the corner do? He stays inside. So basically, he went inside to cover the X, and now the halfback is inside and unsure what to do. He ends up leveraged, and he ends up locking on that one, and you can throw that one right there. What do? You read the corner. What'd the corner do? He went high. So now it gives you the outflank throw. Big 12, 15-yard gain because they did not switch. Now, what helped him is he stayed an inside receiver, so he wanted to go, well, if he might go in there, I got to stay locked to him. And with the corner high, gave you the throw you want. So you can see it from this angle here. If you watch right here, the corner is inside, and we know we're breaking out. You've got the throw. You can see how early the quarterback makes this decision and throw. He knows he's got him leveraged, and he knows the corner's high. Easy 12-yard gain. All right, the Toronto Argonauts running razor. They don't do as much of a motion, so they give the outside player a waggle. and he's going to run the corner route, and the inside player is going to run the out route. Very easy picture to read. What does the corner do? There's no other low players here, so it's very easy for the quarterback to see. The corner goes high, I throw the out flank. And right, the beauty of throwing these balls to the wide side of the field is you get opportunities to create people making people miss in space. Okay, let's go to the end zone. So you see it right here. Watch the corner. He sinks, I throw underneath. By the time he passes it off, okay, he basically sees the ball thrown to the wide side of the field and he rallies up. Can't make the play in space. All right, here's my time in Winnipeg. This would be a 2nd and 1. This is me scheming up a razor out of a different look. This is a short yardage situation. It's 2nd and 1. Outside player runs a corner out. Inside player runs into the flat. I'm showing a quarterback sneak set. It's 2nd and 1. I'm telling the quarterback, hey, reserve the right to make sure we can do a wedge on next play. But they're going to think it's a wedge play, and we're going to throw the football. And you can see, read the outside player. What does he do? He runs that way. Throw the out flank. They don't have enough guys. Get the ball in space on a 2nd and 1. So that's a razor. It's just a condensed split razor. Daniel Peterman running all the way down to the goal line. But again, just read the outside football player. Calgary Stampeders running it. Calgary does it from a wider split. And then when the ball is snapped, they angle in and up to pick the inside defender and let the quarterback see what happens. He should be reading Terrell Ford and see what happens. So he goes out. He's coming in. Terrell Ford locks. You get the opportunity to throw the ball on the outside. Why this is locked is because these guys didn't come close together. And what I mean by blocked, he didn't switch and he didn't switch. They stayed on their man. Probably because they did not come close together. And I guess Calgary likes running it that way. But once you see Terrell Ford go in, he's going to now try to force that player over the top. And just a little bit of an incompletion. So if you watch up top, we're running here. Angle in. He goes out. There's the space. We've got the outflank, the defense. Put the ball on him. The Edmonton Elks. Once again. What did they do? They did it from a condensed split. Stacked on top of each other. So now the first guy is going to go through to take the top off the coverage. The second guy is going to be in the wake and then go out in the flat. What does the corner do? Goes high, throw the out flank. And why the quarterback can trust to throw this is as he's throwing it, he's just got a feel for this guy's caught. He got rubbed right here. You know you've got this throw, so you can just throw it to a spot and you expect the defensive back can't get there in time because he's inside leverage. He's inside position. So it's good. McLeod, and this is what I talk about McLeod if you watch here. He changes his drop. Boom. He just barely takes a drop. He just hops, ball out, because he saw what the corner did. Good coverage. Okay, we're at the top of the screen, right here. Corner's high, throw the out flank. Here's one in Winnipeg. I like to do a lot of motion to create some confusion. So the razor is coming from these two people. Razor's a two-man concept. So the outside guy is going to run the corner out. The inside guy is going to run the out. Here you go. What's the outside player do? He's high. These two players are 12 yards off. So you're not going to throw a corner out with players off, but you are going to get this 2nd and medium easy throw. And you see Matt Nichols doing what we talk about on razor, change your drop. See, he does that same hop. I'm ready to throw right now, get the ball out of the hands for an easy first down. Because the motion gets these two guys scared. They both start backing up, throw the ball. They're late in figuring out who has who. That's what you want to do. Toronto Argonauts in the Grey Cup ran one. Again, Toronto does not like to, they don't really like to motion their guys together. They like to show this post-snap. And what I mean by post-snap is they don't condense their splits early. Okay, what's the corner right now is 11 yards deep. What's he do? He backs up 2 yards when the ball's snapped. Gives Nick Arbuckle enough chance to throw it to the wide side of the field. Now, you're usually always going to get this completion. You're just probably going to get hit when it happens because the ball's in the air so long. So we can look at it. It's out here. This is where it's happening. So let's go watch. Corner's high enough to take it. If that corner dropped immediately was low, then you would be trying to throw the corner out up there. But good completion. And let's see how many more of these. Got 2 more. The Elks, once again, running it. Okay, this is more of a zone structure. He's a deep third player. He's the low curl flat player. So it doesn't change even though it's zone. He goes in, he angles up there. If the corner goes deep or goes inside and we outflank the defense, we throw the outflank. And that's what happens. He got collisioned the X and he got outflanked. You can't get outflanked like that. And McLeod recognizes it quickly, gets the ball out, turns into a good gain. So zone coverage still has answers. You're just reading what happens with the outside player. Okay, let's see it from this angle. Once he commits inside, there's nobody on that side of the defense. Get the ball outside. Last one. This is what is built into the zone read. This is what I would call the Sally Rand game or the Sally game, where you're reading the end. If the end goes inside, we're going to have routes attached. And the quarterback's going to pull it. We're running Razor as a Sally, what we call a Sally routes. Okay, there's the corner route, and then here's the out route. And it's going to look a little different because when we have more time to throw this and the quarterback can recognize once he decided I'm going to pull it, we give this guy a little bit of freedom. So this is, you could call this Razor read if you want. And what I mean by that is he sees that that player's high and this player's low. It could look like a zone coverage. But whatever it looks like, if there's a player outside, we gave him the freedom to turn back in, especially when you're doing it with zone read, because those linebackers are not going to be expanding. They're going to be following the running back until the quarterback pulls it. So there's all that space. So we just give him the green light to recognize it and go. Now, I don't love this. He should have put his foot in the ground and got north-south. But it's an easy 5-yard gain. You can watch it from here. Quarterback reads the end, pulls it, just finds the throw. So that is our Razor football play. It's a high-low corner read. Most teams in the CFL will run this concept, and a lot of teams enjoy the high-low corner stuff.